Hey, everybody, welcome into another special episode of Fantasy Football Academy 2020. I am your host, the Dean, and I'm here with Mark from LifeShare Blood Center. Mark, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. It's a beautiful sunny day out and a good day to try and get people to donate blood.
Looks like. Hey, listen, tell us a little bit, for those who don't know, what is LifeShare Blood Center?
All right. Let's see here. I'll put this up here. There we go. All right. So LifeShare Blood Center, we were founded in Shreveport in 1942. One of the oldest community blood centers in the country, actually. And we're born in Louisiana. We're a Louisiana company. We're still headquartered in Shreveport. Our service area has more than 3.7 million people, 79 parishes and counties throughout Louisiana, and some Texas and Arkansas even. More importantly, too, we're the local blood provider for your hospitals right there in St. Landry Parish. So the hospital, Acadian Medical Center, the Opelousas General Health System, those hospitals in Opelousas, we provide the blood. We're the contract sole provider of blood for those hospitals. Allen Parish, Evangeline Parish, Avoyelles Parish, Rapides Parish, all around y'all there in Eunice, LifeShare is who's providing the blood for your hospitals.
That's awesome. So anybody who comes and donates to one of your local blood donation centers, everything that they give is going to stay in the community.
Right. Well,
for the most part, it helps out.
Yeah. So it goes into the system that supports your community. I can't promise you that, hey, you donate in Eunice, your blood's going to be used in Eunice. It goes into our system and it gets distributed to the hospitals within our system. So you're supporting the system that supports your hospital. Good deal.
Now, I see you got a big bus behind there. You want to give us a tour real quick of what we're going to be getting into?
Yeah. Let me get the switch around here. Okay. So it may be a bus like this. Is one of our older buses, but we have newer ones also. We have a fleet of them. So you come on the bus, and the first thing you're going to do, you're going to be greeted, and then you're going to go into one of these screening booths. They're kind of small, but this one's locked up. I didn't realize it was locked. Yeah. All right. So you go into the screening booth, and it is kind of cramped in here, but you're going to sit down. There's a touch screen computer. That's where you're going to the first thing they're going to do is check your temperature, and check your pulse, going to check your blood pressure, make sure all those are safe. They'll do a finger prick where they stick your finger, because we got to check your blood levels, your red blood cell count, make sure that's safe for you to donate. And you get through all that, okay, and then you're going to answer questions on that computer. So it's yes or no questions. Have you ever traveled here? Have you ever done this? Have you ever had that? Go through those series of questions, and once you get through those questions and everything's good, then you'll come into the bus and come and sit down in one of these beds and do your donation. What we're having to do because of the corona situation, we have to limit how many people actually get on the bus at once. We can only have 4 people on the bus at once. And in the beds, we'll only be able to have 2 people in the beds at once, and we keep them separated. So one will be like in this bed, and then one will be in that bed over there, so we can keep that distance that we're supposed to keep. Everything gets sanitized. Like when you finish in that screening booth, right away, one of the donor techs sanitizes the whole room before somebody else can go in it. When you get on the bus, we sanitize the door handle and the rails you grab. When you finish on the bed, we sanitize everything you would touch immediately, and that's again for because of the corona situation.
Understand. Now, let me ask you, why is it important for people to donate? I mean, I know things are happening in the hospitals, but why is it important for somebody to come out and give blood?
Well, every day people need blood, coronavirus or not. Like, blood is still needed. 1 out of 3 people that at some point in their life are going to need blood. That's 33% of people are going to need blood, but less than 10% of people actually donate blood. So it's important. If we can increase people right now, the people that do donate average about 2 times a year. If we can get people to start donating 3 times a year, we wouldn't have to worry about blood shortages or anything like that. It would take care of itself. So every day, now that they've opened up procedures at the hospitals again, surgeries, accidents, cancer patients are our biggest user of blood. They need blood as part of their treatment every day. Leukemia patients, that kind of thing, sickle cell patients, they need blood probably about every 2 months for their whole life. They need to receive blood. So it's important, just to kind of, never mind. We'll get into it on the next question, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say you mentioned about the blood supply. How is the blood supply? Because we keep hearing on the news how low the blood supply is and how important it is to give, and it's important that people turn out.
Yeah. So what happened with the blood supply? Initially in March, when everything happened, when everything the stay-at-homes went into effect and all that, we had hundreds of blood drives get canceled. All told, LifeShare, its whole system, all over Louisiana and Arkansas and Texas, had over 6,000 units worth of blood drives canceled. And so we put out the emergency, hey, we need donors, we need blood, it's going to be a disaster. And it was a dangerous situation. The community, what we didn't realize is how much our communities would step up. So despite having over 6,000 units worth of blood drives canceled, we still made our goal in March of how many units we were supposed to collect to keep the blood supply where it's supposed to be. So there was an initial big dip in the supply, but now I'm happy to tell you that the blood supply is in good shape right now. But we're having trouble getting groups to continue, to schedule blood drives. So now this is May, blood only has a shelf life of 42 days. So now it's time to start replenishing that blood supply that we got in March. Now is the time to start to get it, and if we don't have people donating, then that blood supply is going to drop again, which will be bad because the demand is going back up because the hospitals are allowed to do procedures and stuff now.
Right. Now, let me ask you, how many times a year can someone give?
About 5 to 6 times. You're able to donate every 56 days. So about every 2 months you can donate. So really you can donate 6 times a year if you donate right on your eligibility date every time,
Awesome. Now, what can somebody expect when they come to donate? Because I know everybody out there they got the stay-at-home order, extended, and everybody, people out there, oh, I don't want to go give, I don't want to worry about this, and be exposed to that. Sure. What can we expect when we come to LifeShare?
Well, I kind of went through the process that happens on the bus and some of the safeguards we're taking. Our staff will be, have their PPE on. They'll be wearing masks and face shields and gloves and such. We already had very strict procedures that we have to follow for everyone's safety, even if there wasn't the corona situation. The only thing we're adding that's different is limiting the number of people on the bus at a time, and our staff wearing the actual surgical mask. They didn't have to do that before, but now we do if there's people on the bus. If more people show up, and okay, we already have our limit on the bus, we'll ask them to wait in their car, and we'll come and get them when it's time, when it's ready, when we're ready. So that's kind of the differences now. You may be asked, depending on your blood type, to donate on a machine called the Alex machine. So different blood types, we need different components of their blood, depending on what this blood supply needs. And so I'll just say it like this. If they ask you, hey, will you consider donating on the Alex machine? It's because that's what's needed. So I'd say, hey, go ahead and do it. It may change if you do, some procedures. It means you can't donate as often because they're taking more red cells and such. But, and other than that, hey, you come and you donate, you get a snack, you get a drink, you get a t-shirt. down the road, maybe a month or so after you donate, you can get a phone call from LifeShare letting you know when your blood was used and what hospital it was used at. They can't tell you any information about the patient, but they can tell you, it was used in this city at this hospital on this date, this many days after you donated. Usually the calls I get, because I'm obviously a regular donor, usually within 3 days of my donation, the blood I donated is used.
Awesome. Hey, now what can we do before we come to donate? Is there anything that we should be doing to prep ourselves?
Sure. I'm gonna hold on a second. I hit the wrong button. I'm gonna send another little file here. Here we go. Prepare to give. So, first off, when you come, bring your ID. Okay, you're gonna have to have your ID to be able to donate. Make sure you get a good night's sleep. You don't want to come in here, super tired, because you're gonna be losing some of your blood, and that'll just multiply that issue. So the rest of the, if you're donating about a week or so out, or even a few days before, start hydrating. Drink a lot of water. Make sure the night before you donate, eat a good, healthy dinner. And then that morning, make sure and have a good, healthy breakfast. Don't try to donate on an empty stomach, because I want you to have a good experience when you donate. There's several food. If you're worried about your iron level, or your, when they do that finger stick, some people have issues with that. So make sure you have something that's high in iron in your foods, and load up on vitamin C. Vitamin C helps your body to absorb iron. So there's several foods, fruits, fresh vegetables, eggs, red meat, that kind of stuff. I always kind of joke around, hey, I give you permission to have you a steak dinner the night before you donate, or a couple nights before you donate. And that'll help. So grape juice, orange juice, that kind of thing will help with that. So, but the biggest thing, hydrate and make sure you eat before you donate, and bring your ID.
Sounds good. Now, I know you said that right now there's a blood drive going on, but I think you guys have one on Saturday. You want to tell us a little bit about that one?
Yeah, Our Savior's Church in Eunice has stepped up and decided to do an extra blood drive. They did one last month that went really well, and it went so well that they said, hey, let's do another one next month. And so now the people that donated there last month aren't going to be eligible this time yet. So we need new people to step up and donate. But the bus will be behind Our Savior's Church in Eunice. It's right there on the main drag in Eunice, in the parking lot behind there. We'll be there from 9 to 1 on Saturday, May the 9th, coming up. You see the picture, that's the t-shirt we'll be giving to the donors. COVID-19 crisis warrior, because you're donating blood to help with the situation. And there's contact name on there, Miss Lisa, and I think that's the church's number on there.
Yes.
If anybody wanted to contact her, it does help if she knows that you're coming, so she can sign you up for certain times, so we don't have too many people here at once. She kept it really well organized last time, and so we didn't have piles of people waiting there. So.
Now, Mark was talking about the last blood drive that we did. For those of you who saw the last episode that I did with Pastor Jamie, as per the shirt, I was a donor last time. So, speaking from personal experience, I can tell you right now that Mark and his staff at LifeShare, they do a fabulous job. It's very clean, very orderly. Very professional. They get you in, they get you out, and it's painless. It is absolutely painless procedure, and you're helping a lot of people when you're doing this. It's good that in this time where some of us haven't been out as much, this is a chance for us to get out and actually do some good for the community and for ourselves, to get out there and be part of this and help people. You can see the board behind me, hashtag OSC Eunice, hashtag be a hero, hashtag donate, and hashtag LifeShare.
Nice.
Anyone who's watching, if you like this episode of Fantasy Football Academy 2020, this is our community episode. We're trying to do as much as we can, where we can, and when we can. So, Mark, I want to thank you and your staff there at LifeShare for all the good work that you're doing during this difficult time,
Right.
and even throughout the year when things, aren't all in the news and we're not, maybe people really aren't thinking about it. Guys, take a pause, take a second, look at LifeShare. Mark, where can they go to find out where you're going to have blood drives in the future?
Yeah. You can go to our website, lifeshare.org. We're a nonprofit, so we have a .org, O-R-G. LifeShare, one word, LifeShare.org. And you'll hit, I think you click donate now, I think is what it says. And you can put in your zip code and a date range, and it'll let you know all the blood drives within that area, and the dates and everything. You can even click on that and sign yourself up to donate from there. We also have an app, LifeShare Blood Center app. Once you become a donor with us, or if you're already one, you can register there, and the app actually tracks when you're eligible again, how many times you've donated. It keeps track of your like blood pressure and your iron levels and your cholesterol levels and that kind of thing. That's very helpful. I used that. I had an episode with my blood pressure once about a year ago, and I was in the emergency room, and my blood pressure was really scary high. Part of it was I was stressed out because I was in the emergency room because of my blood pressure, but I pulled up my app and I was like, no, this is my normal blood pressure range. And they looked at it and they said, okay, good. So this is just something happening right now, and that's just a little personal story about me, but that app is helpful for that.
Hey guys, listen out there. Remember, even the guy who works for the blood center has blood pressure issue. Okay, so come on, it's not it's not people who not just anybody. Everybody can have issues with that. But
Sure.
Mark, I want to thank you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we need to know about LifeShare, about donating?
Well, you kind of touched on it. The community really stepped up during emergency situations. And what I want to get across to people is it's not always an emergency situation, but for that family member or that patient that's in the hospital that needs blood right then, it is an emergency situation for them, right? So we want to always make sure that blood is there for them when they need it. And that takes people regularly donating every time they're eligible, and groups that donating regularly, and not just during a crisis. That's really what I want to get across to people is that, hang on a second. There you go. Sorry, I had a phone call come in. The time to donate is now, and then the next time you're eligible, and then the next time you're eligible, so that we can maintain that blood supply where it needs to be.
Good deal. Well, look, Art, we're going to do everything that we can to get as many people to you as we can.
Sure.
I encourage anybody watching the video, please subscribe, like, share on all your social media platforms. Get the message out there for us to as many people as you can. Mark, thank you for all your help. Thank you for all your service and everything that you do. We will see you on Saturday, OSC Eunice, at the between 9 and 1. Remember, guys, call. You can go on to Facebook and get in contact with OSC Eunice. You go to OSC Eunice Connect, and you can find them. You can find them on Facebook. You can call them up, Google them if you need to. But we encourage everybody to show up and show out. So, Mark, thanks again. You have a good one.
All right, thank you.
For all of us here at Fantasy Football Academy 2020, thank you for your time. Thank you for your donation. And down the bottom, guys, please, if you want to keep this up, subscribe, like, and share for me. Have a good one. Thank you much, guys.
All right.